So, this is Hjellhaugen, and Hjellhaugen is a burial ground, Viking age burial, pre-Viking age burial ground. And over there, they're digging out a Viking ship. So, what does this have to do with the beer, you may ask? Let's find out. So, welcome back to a beer channel with deep Nordic roots. If it's your first time here, you're welcome. And you're welcome to join us on the road northwards, on the northern route. So consider subscribing and let's get northwards. So, as I said, this is Hjellhaugen. Hjellhaugen is really tall. It's the second largest grave in Norway and in Norden. So it's pretty big. And likewise interesting is what they just found over here. Because this is the first Viking ship dig they've done for 100 years. So in there's a Viking ship that's been laying there for centuries. So Hjellhaugen, as I'm standing on now, is dated to 500 years after Christ. So it's pre-Viking times, and the ship is in just the beginning of the Viking age. So that's really cool. This is really cool. But what does it have to do with beer and traditions? So when it comes to beer, it's a little more complicated than that, but still easy enough. Beer and ale were really a daily thing and really common for the people living in the Scandinavia in Viking age. But that's light beer, light in alcohol, that everybody could drink all day in some way or another. But alcohol, strong beers and mead were really important in all the mythological rituals. And even in Hjellestadskipet, they now have gotten under the ship and started to see more how the rituals played a part in where they're putting the ship and putting other stuff near it. And as I said, alcohol played a really important part for the Vikings in their rituals. They thought that alcohol was a gift from the gods, from Odin to be exact, and there were gods for beer making or mead making, and we're gonna talk about that later. From the rituals, it's brought into the daily life of the Vikings. Part of the ceremonies they had when the chief, the høvding, came to your village or to your farm, you really had to bring out your best alcohol, your best brewed beer, your strongest beer, and your mead that was the most excellent of them all. I will have some videos on how it's done and why, with the hot stones and raw ale, hay and straw, chilling of the wort and so on. But that's for another time. That's some of the project I'm digging deep in and that I'm researching now. So if you have some tips or ideas where I can find more information, just comment below or reach out to me. And it would really help me out, so I would appreciate you doing that. As, for instance, grave, a burial, and this is a burial because it's a ship that's been buried with sacrifices of animals and with jewelry and stuff like that. And often it was beer, a cask of beer or something also inside the boat or the ship, excuse me. That's why I'm here to talk about my new project, because I really want to make a pre-Christian Nordic beverage, or a Viking brew, if you want to call it that. And I have much inspiration from Mika and his book Viking Age Brew, where he writes about sati, Finnish drink, farmhouse drink of sati. And I have thought about this a long time because I know some Norwegian traditional brewers use techniques and builds on history that's been used for 1,000 years, that goes back to the Viking Age. So I really wanted to go here to think about how I will go from here, if that makes any sense. I want to make Viking Age brew, and I wanted to make it in the homebrewers edition. And I really want to try to get more authentic equipment to do it. And that's why I'm here to talk about it, because that's pretty authentic. And it really gets me in the mood, doesn't it? The way from now, I'm going to set up some interviews with different people that can help me on my quest to find a Viking Age brew, or a Nordic beverage made of malt. So, if you like what I'm doing here and want to help me spread the word, do use your axe on that like button. I really look forward to continue this project and go deep into all the things that I mentioned. And I recommend you see this video next. And until next time, traveler, safe travels.